And welcome back to Who Would Win the Week Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Boo Boo Bears. Yeah. Who asked the question, who will win a fight? Trigon, the demon Trigon, versus the Anti-Monitor, both from DC. Both exist in the same universe. And I'm double checking right now, Trigon of DC versus the Anti-Monitor, if this fight has even ever gone down in the comics. Because when you have two individuals from the same universe, um, it begs the question if they've ever fought. So while I can't see if I don't see if they've ever fought. I do see a lot of threads who would win in a fight. Um, so the problem here is, like, I'm seeing one person right now who's talking about Trigon and be like, hey, he's nigh omnipotent. The only way to get rid of him is by finding Raven and sending him back to his universe. He's not a regular Helllord and outside the multiverse. In his weakened state, you consider powerful enough to destroy Raven, blah, blah, blah. Nigh challengeable. Full power Trigon was he capable of. So that's great. But, see, the problem with that is that that's the only thing you ever... The problem with arguments like that is those are technically straw man arguments. You're saying it's like, this is the only thing that can... It's like saying that Ritual of Chud is the only thing that can kill... it is the only thing that can stop Pennywise. When you put him in verses, like, yeah, technically in his own verse, that's the case. But you can't use that logic... you can't use that logic when you throw him in versus like against Darkseid or Tom Bombadil, because the logic just doesn't that same rule set doesn't apply there. And frankly, there are beings far more capable than, like, say, Pennywise out there. Now, while we've never had a Trigon versus Anti-Monitor fight, Trigon, as powerful as he is, and let me be very clear, Trigon is extremely powerful. Let me just get Trigon's list of abilities up here right now. He's an incredibly powerful demon lord. He actually wasn't a demon at first. He actually was originally the ruler of an unknown alien planet. He's actually an alien that got turned basically into a demon. And the cloth he wears is actually, I believe, the skin of his parents. But he is basically has a demonic physiology. He has absorbed the collective evil from nearly 100 galaxies, transforming him into one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Misconception about him is his demonic stats. He may have demonic features, but he's not. But he's no Hellion. He is more of a manifestation of the concept of evil and hatred. He is still considered as a demon for obvious reasons, though. He's got dimensional travel, flight, illusion casting. He's basically immortal. He does not age or anything like that. He's nigh invulnerable to all forms of conventional bodily harm. He was completely unaffected by the punches of both Superboy and Wonder Girl, as well as the light constructs of Bunker. Superboy expressed that hitting him felt like as effective as trying to destroy a mountain with a teaspoon. However, Trigon's skin can be pierced by the unique razor-sharp glider of Red Robin. He can alter his size and appearance. He can manipulate matter on a molecular level. He can also disintegrate things. He has mind control, pyrokinesis, thermal blast, summoning, superhuman strength, reflexes, telekinesis, and telepathy. He has no real clear-cut weaknesses. But he is not the top dog in the DC universe. There are individuals that just are more powerful than he is. Like, he is technically more of a universal... Trigon falls into a weird area of power where he's on that high universal, low multiversal scale. Like, he himself could not threaten the entirety of the multiverse, but universe by universe he could threaten if he wanted to. But the problem is that he is not the top dog. If you've ever watched my Trigon versus Darkseid video, you know that I just generally think Darkseid is stronger. While he's kind of the embodiment of... Trigon became the embodiment of tyranny through just absorbing evil. Darkseid is the embodiment of evil. Sorry, Darkseid is the embodiment of tyranny. Darkseid is actually a necessary being of existence in the universe. Beyond that, he is a multiversal level being. He can ignore timeline erasures. He is actually the Darkseid you see is just an avatar of him now, and his real body would just destroy the overall universe just by existing. Whereas Trigon is not that powerful. He can exist in the universe, and it doesn't affect the universe, or at least just by existing. Now, I should also note that people argue, well, Trigon was able to at least go beat him in the Darkseid Justice League War movie, or what was it? Doomsday? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't Justice League War. It was Apocalypse War. That was it. Apocalypse War. It's like he beat him in that movie. Well, that was only a temporary defeat. They fought evenly after the fact. But B, more importantly, that was literally designed for that movie only. That movie, see, Justice League War, and I'm going on a tangent, but this is all actually really getting to a point here, believe it or not. Justice League War is based off of the New 52 comic run. It is based off that. The rest of those movies that came after that are just based in that universe. They're not very effectively based off the New 52 runs. There was no Apocalypse War, as far as I know, in the comics. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Darkseid and Trigon did not fight each other at all ever in the comics, to the best of my knowledge. So why do I say all this? Because the Anti-Monitor and Darkseid have fought, and they were on a comparable level of power with each other. There's that famous classic comic panel. Let me see if I can find it. Anti-Monitor versus Darkseid. Hold on. Versus Darkseid. All right. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Yep. Anti-Monitor. By the end of the Darkseid War, Darkseid was killed, although he would come back to life soon after. Although the Anti-Monitor didn't actually kill Darkseid himself, he nonetheless orchestrated the events that led to the longtime Superman villain's demise. Now, let me be very clear about this. So, and I'm just getting this. So, I have a. So, hold on. And image video capture. There we go. And yeah, it's that famous image right there you see of Darkseid fighting the Anti-Monitor. And as it was stated, the Anti-Monitor ultimately won the fight. It was a hard-won fight, but he ultimately won the fight and caused the temporary death anyway, of Darkseid, a being who is a necessity in terms of balance of the universe, who can bitch smack Superman around on a constant basis, and is one of the strongest beings in the DC multiverse overall. Like, he might not be in the upper half of it, but he's definitely in the bottom half of that. We're talking about in the overall DC multiverse. And the Anti-Monitor beat him. And if the Anti-Monitor could beat Darkseid, who I believe could beat Trigon as well then you basically get the answer to your question. I believe the Anti-Monitor win, because he is basically rampaged across the multiverse for God knows how long. He has destroyed and absorbed countless universes into himself. Explains that thousands of universes have been destroyed. Even the Spectre, one of the most powerful beings there is, like outranked only by a couple individuals, like the Endless, even that's debatable, Lucifer Morningstar, and like the Presence. Like, only those types of individuals outrank him. Was unable to defeat him even after being augmented by many powerful sorcerers, including the fifth-dimensional Mr. Mixoplex. He literally fires blasts of antimatter, energy construct creation, invulnerability, energy absorption, power distribution, reality alteration, metamorphosis, size alteration, most of the same powers as Trigon. But he's only got one weakness, that without a form to contain his energy, without a form of contain his energy, this will gradually dissipate. Okay, someone butchered this explanation on the wiki site, but I believe without a form to contain his energy, all of his energy will gradually start to dissipate. Anything living being close to his energy will be severely injured because he's a multiversal level threat. Trigon is not. I don't go so far as to say he can't be a multiversal threat, but he's normally just a universal. This is the levels of power we're dealing with. He's normally just a universal level threat. Whereas the Anti-Monitor is constantly a multiversal threat, a high multiversal threat too. So if you were to ask me who would win in the clash between these guys, I would definitely say Trigon could put up a fight, but it would be a pretty brutal fight ultimately, because there's really not much Trigon can do that Anti-Monitor can't do on a much grander scale. So, for my opinion, that means the Anti-Monitor wouldn't win a fight between the two of them. They are both vastly monstrous individuals in terms of strength, but they're also, not necessarily they still have limitations. Even the Antimatter's got some limitations. Just his limitations are far and away beyond freaking Trigon. But look, this is just my opinion. As always, what do you think in the comments below? Let me know. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks next time. Have a good one.